Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Huntgatherer, and this is Your Best Life Defined. Hey, so let me ask you a question. It's kind of an important question. Have you tamed your want? I know you're like, what? What? Have you tamed your want? You know, that thing that drives you to want to go in the store and spend your money. Your want. You know, I want a new phone. The want is that thing that precedes the word I want. The want is that thing that makes you get up in the morning and you think about it and you can't help yourself. You want it. If you haven't tamed your want, chances are you have credit card debt. If you haven't figured out how to tame your want, chances are you have car payments, house payments. Chances are you probably have a garage full of boxes, dusty boxes full of crap that you've worked hard to earn money to buy because you wanted them, because of your want. I call it the Hunter-Gatherer Syndrome. I call it that because that's what it really is. It comes down to the reason we invented the wheel, the reason no matter what we have, there's something else we want. It's because we're designed to go out and gather and hunt. And what's cool is marketers and this free trade thing we have going on, capitalism, it's really good for the want. And you add the want to scarcity, and it's a perfect brew. It's a perfect brew to get people who can't afford things to go ahead and dive in debt anyway. It's happening right now, the want. I'm looking at housing prices in America, and they're just going through the roof, right? Amid the prospect that there's going to be a ton of people who are going to be evicted from their homes, there's going to be a ton of foreclosures because the government's never going to give us enough money to fix the money we've lost, right? That landlord who has 12 rental properties in Chicago and he hasn't received rent on any of them, but he has mortgages on most of them, is not going to be able to recover. But amid this possibility, look at what we're facing. $400,000. I seen a thing the other day, someone bought a house, $400,000, a late or early 30s couple, 2 kids. He's not a doctor. She's not a doctor. Average schmoes working average jobs. Where's the money going to come from? Can you imagine the amount of money it's going to cost to actually pay that house off? And it wouldn't be bad if the thing they wanted was the thing they loved. In other words, that house is their dream house. They've spent days, years, months thinking about it, doing that thing, thinking about how great it's going to be to own it, all about everything about that house. And granted, that's how it usually starts. But that house isn't going to be the center of that young wife's life. She's still got the gym. She's still got her job. She still wants to go camping, and she wants to go fishing, and she wants to go doing her thing. And I agree, he's probably not going to be going, oh my God, I can't wait to get home and pull weeds. It's created by the want. Now, if you don't understand the want, there's a certain amount of endorphins that come from the want, from satisfying the want. And the want, the want doesn't care what you actually acquire. As long as you get something. If you want to stay out of debt, you want to work on staying out of debt, go in the mall, walk around the mall all day, and then before you leave, buy you some trinket like a candy bar. Buy you some cheap-ass pair of earrings from Claire's, right? Because guess what? It'll satisfy your want. You will walk out of that store feeling pretty good about yourself. This Christmas is going to be another test of people who can control their want, can tame their want. Here's the scenario I predict. So, it's Christmas. You got to buy things. You have to buy things. And especially when it comes to you. Christmas is the perfect opportunity for you to get the shit you want, right? You can say, well, it's Christmas. So, I know it's a little more expensive, but yeah, it's Christmas. Christmas is our excuse to go into debt to spend money we can't afford to spend, right? And want is what drives it. You can walk into a store and you don't need anything until you see something and all of a sudden now you want it. I did that with wrist rockets, and the slingshots, with the surgical hose, they're pretty powerful. I walked into a big R, and I'm looking around. I see slingshots, and all of a sudden I got this idea in my head that I could become this championship slingshot guy. I could hit anything with a slingshot, right? Well, it actually carried that in. I actually did buy slingshots. And I used them, and my grandson shot them for a while. But the truth was, it wasn't because I needed it or because I had any value to my life. It was just a simple want. And I felt really good about it. In fact, I was so excited about my prospects to be a professional slingshotter that I was actually looking at, like, they got some really high-end slingshots with like 4 rubber bands on each side, it'll throw a rock through the side of an armored tank, right? They're powerful, right? And I'm thinking that's where this is going. I didn't ever order one of those slingshots. I didn't. You know why? Because in the end, I had to stop and say, okay, now let's see. I want this. The question is, what's it going to do for me? What's it going to add to my life? What impact is it going to have? Now, you might be thinking, just in case you might be thinking that this is a cry for you not to spend any money, not to buy anything. No, it's not exactly that. I don't think you should go into debt as far as financing anything you should buy. And granted, you're speaking to someone who lived my entire life that way. But not anymore. I'm debt-free. And the reason that is because it's a trap. And the other thing I think that we need to do is we need to base our purchases on who we are. I have stuff. I have kayaks, we have mountain bikes, I have this whole computer system, the video thing, the podcasting thing, and they're wants. But they're wants that are followed up by action. They're wants that actually are part of my life. I am engaged in activities that require those items. I have day packs, Osprey day packs in the basement or the storage area of our fifth wheel right now, because it's a want, but it's a want geared towards making my life better, towards giving me access to the things that I love to do. I always go back to that story about the guy who has a crappy-ass trailer house and the big-ass, fancy, expensive boat, and how ridiculous I thought it was. We're out traveling, driving around. I think it was in Oregon or something. But there's this house. It's got this crap. It's a crappy ass house made of wood. It's in shambles practically. But the only thing on it that's good is the roof, right? And parked in the driveway right next to it is a newer truck. And then the biggest ass boat I've ever seen, right? And I'm like, and I remember laughing with Sandy. I'm like, that's crazy. Why in the hell would anyone have a shitty ass house like that, a half-ass truck, and then a big-ass boat? Well, the truth is, that guy knew what he wanted. Because that guy spent time thinking about, okay, I've got so much money. What would make my life better? Well, obviously, fishing. Fishing on the Oregon coast apparently makes his life better because he's got a big-ass boat that'll do it, right? That's where controlling and taming your want comes in. This Christmas holiday, I'm kind of going back on the Christmas thing because it's coming up, right? The Christmas thing is not about you choosing and spending money, like walking into a candy store and all of a sudden your mom says you can have anything, and because you're so freaked out, you don't have any time, all you're doing is consumed by the ability to have, the desire to acquire, that you run over there and you look and you pick something without ever reading it, and then you get out in the car and you got this bag of candy and you take a bite of it, and what it is chocolate covered black licorice. Oh crap. And there you are, teeth all black, chocolate and black licorice, and all you're thinking is, God, I could have had anything in that candy store and I picked this. That's the position a lot of us find ourselves in when we don't tame our want, when we don't control our want so that it doesn't take us in a direction that doesn't truly benefit us or allow us to live our best life. Bringing this back to you and your choices. We're born with this innate desire to have a nice home. It's because that's the story that's the story that runs with our society. It's not just something that someone came up with. This is the story that's been told to us as long as we've been alive. It's validated by the people around us, by the lives of the people around us, by the lives of the people we love. But that doesn't make it a perfect fit for everyone. I mean, I don't look at a home in the same light as I used to. I look at a home as a place to live, and I look at a home as a practical tool to give me access to the life I want to live. It's just like me owning a 1-ton truck. The reason I own a 1-ton truck isn't simply because I got the idea I wanted a 1-ton truck. The reason I drive the truck I do is because it fits the life that I want to live, which gives me access to the things I want to access in my life. Because of that truck, I can pull this trailer. Because I can pull this trailer, I can go wherever I want. You're going to want something. What I'm suggesting you do is, instead of allowing yourself to get off track and grabbing the first thing off the shelf, like that kid with the can with the licorice, chocolate covered licorice, take a step back. Give yourself some time to actually ask yourself why it's so important that you have that. How will that thing make your life better? That 1-ton truck makes my life better because it gives me the ability to move my home. This RV, this trailer house, as some people say, it's a perfect choice because it gives me the ability to have a wonderful place to stay while I'm exploring the world around me. I wanted it. Yes, I wanted it. Because it fits the life I dream of living. I would have never owned this without that, right? And it's working for me. So when you're sitting there and you're getting all excited and Christmas is coming, and then again, you got let's see, Valentine's Day, and then we have income tax will be coming back. We should be getting some stimulus money. Anytime you have cash in hand, anytime you have free time, it's an opportunity for you to evaluate and make a good choice. We don't always do that because this isn't the narrative that we've been taught. People aren't telling you, hey, slow down, bud. The salesman at the car dealership, hey, slow down, man. I know you really want this truck, but let's make sure that we don't make your life worse. Let's make sure that you don't regret the fact that you bought it, right? Can you imagine hearing that from a salesman? He'd get fired and you'd probably freak out, right? No. When you think about the things and the choices you make in your life, I understand it. You're going to spend money. But if you're going to work hard to earn that money to give it away for something, all I'm suggesting is just step back long enough for you to truly evaluate whether that thing that you're going to put that money down for, that effort, that thing that you're going to acquire, you're going to commit to, is actually going to make your life better. Because when you control your want, you control the destiny of your life. So keep that in mind. As always, be kind. Wake up every day with something on your plate that's going to excite you, energize you, and add fuel to your tank. Don't be afraid to face those challenges. In fact, be on the lookout for challenges. Create challenges in your life, small ones, big ones, whatever it takes to get you motivated to realize that no matter where you are right now, you're one choice away from living a better life. So keep that in mind, and as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.